smell the testosterone in this room. Get ready for our next act, Edward Grierson!
Hello everyone! Now, a lot of people are quite surprised when they learn a fact about me. The fact that I am, in fact, Scottish. And the first reaction usually is, but you don't sound Scottish. To which I say there is a perfectly reasonable explanation. You see, I am a certain type of Scot that is typically known in Scotland and elsewhere as a posh git. See, I have a trust fund, my family are friends with at least 2 families of lords, and as befits all posh gits, I was educated in a private school. And it's this that I want to talk about tonight. So, from 2011 to 2017, I was educated at a place called Glenalmond College, the so-called Eton of the North. And if you want the reason why, let me give an example. £33,950. That was my school fees last year. £27,600. Anyone know what that is? That is the annual salary of a UK worker. The joys of austerity Britain. And yes, this is a secondary school calling itself a college. See, this great social experiment that is the private education system has this very loose grasp on this thing called the English language, you know, that thing the yucky commoners use. The other examples are packed lunch for docket lunch for packed lunch, prep for homework, and warden for headmaster. Though I should point out the typical warden role is different from that of your usual headmaster. The main job is to eat Jaffa cakes, hand out prizes and give the shitty jobs to the sub-warden. But I digress. So Glenalmond is situated in the glorious Perthshire Highlands, far from the crowds, cities and 21st century. And you'll have it beaten into your skull on a daily basis. How fortunate you are to be surrounded by these majestic mountains, verdant forests and the winding Almond River, along with how you are completely forbidden to actually access or explore that, or else. So anyway, you get in through the Common Entrance Exam. It's a little test of your English and maths. And yes, this is means testing, because in this post-grammar school world, overly competitive, middle-class twats need their fix of bragging about how great their darling Tarquin or Cecilia are at regurgitating free-learned facts onto a piece of paper. Essentially, the private school system is a more palatable honey-boo-boo child pageant. Though, in fairness, an increasing number of people apply through the other method. Ask Daddy to pay the school another £500,000, which, last time I checked, has around a 100% success rate. What about after you get in? Well, fortunately, there's a whole range of sporting activities for all tastes, and plenty of a whole spectrum of academic activities, assuming that spectrum is from the view of a colourblind person. Whether it's having meatheads with the six-pack at the age of 14 wrestle you like a rag doll through the mud in a backdrop of some glorious Scottish September weather, or have it waiting on a bowling green for hours on end in the off chance someone will call you up to throw a leather ball directly at your face and you're only staying there because there's tea and cake. Yeah, I hate cricket. Glenalmond has everything. But if, like me, you're not particularly sporty, well, fuck you, really. I mean, there is debating, which is essentially the private school equivalent of I'll fucking deck you, mate. And maybe CCF for the no people who find an allure in being ultimately yelled in the face while in formation, yelled in the face while marching, cleaning rifles and being yelled in the face while in formation. I did write for the school newspaper when that started off, but that was cancelled after 0 issues. Because God forbid if the pupils should have a say on what goes on. I mean, next thing you'd be telling me that we have to adopt running water. And then that the poor are people too. I mean, allowing girls in was one step enough. But, hey, I'm bashing Glenalmond, but I can't deny its importance to my education. I mean, it taught me everything I know about maths, i.e. just the fact that I fucking hate maths. Taught me the biggest questions in literature, like how does the lamp being turned off signify the protagonist's increasing mental exclusion from the world? I mean, I know writers are funny people, but come on. And of course taught me the key values of British tradition: honesty, integrity, responsibility, class prejudice, and complaining about being the victim when you're the 5th Earl of Poshington with a second home in the Caribbean, who goes on holiday 3 times a year and whose family are spending more in a year than most people will earn in a year on your education. Thank you.